You see people saying, well, I wish I'd have gone with my first thought. How many times do you hear that? You see, they ignore it. They ignore their gut feelings, their intuitiveness. And the more you get used to attuning your mind to that, your life will improve. It's not to say that you're suddenly going to be suddenly happy and joyful every moment of every day. People do have days where they don't feel so much like that, but it will make you feel much better than what you did before, because you will have the greater understanding of your empowerment within. You do not realize how powerful you are. You do not realize that the consciousness is connected to the universe and all that is. Millions of you. Yet you ignore that. Yet you don't want to know it because you doubt it, because you think that it is only your ego thinking. The ego is actually the testing emotion, you see. It gives you a little nudge every now and again. Well, if you doubt yourself for a little while, you're going to learn something from it, because when you finish doubting yourself, then out of it may come the positive. It all depends on what you're going to do to unlock that. It is not only myself that will explain this. It will be other spiritual beings, your guides, your loved ones, the angelic beings that will come and let you know these things through science, through connecting with you each and every day of your life. You will always have us. So there is plenty for myself to give. And it is no use giving it all at once, because you will not absorb it. If I give it to you over time, then you will read back over it or listen to it again, and you will then end up absorbing it. That's how the mind works, you see. If you were to read a full book in a day, you couldn't possibly absorb all of the story. You would probably forget it. Whereas if you were to read that book over time and you will absorb the information, you will remember what happened in the book as you read it. So things take time to become absorbed, things that are positive. Now, I have noticed that in the human existence, what does get absorbed very quickly is the negative. You will absorb that in an instant. And you will say to yourself, well, let's rub ourselves into the negative. We are so good at it that if someone was to say something negative to us, we would dwell upon that for days, weeks. We would be angry and we would be negative all the way through thinking about that. So it's a flick of a finger. It is instantaneous that you are so used to dwelling upon that negative. You have fed that thought or thoughts to yourself for so many years that you're absolutely brilliant at it. But if you were to turn the page, so to speak, and see the positive, you were to flip that over, and you were as good as that as what you are the negative, think where you would be in life. Think where you would be. In a much better place. There would be less arguments, less disagreements, less wars. There would be all of that. But there is the greater purpose of everything. So you see, you learn from the negative to greater appreciate the positive. But it doesn't mean to say that you've got to constantly feed yourself with negative thoughts in order to appreciate the positive. You are allowed to think positively in this life. Don't begrudge yourself of it. Most of you would say, well, if I think too positive, Jonathan, surely something's bound to go wrong. Well, you're feeding yourself with negative instantaneously before you've even begun to give yourself that chance to benefit from the positive thought. So cut that bit out of it. If they can cut a part of a movie and edit that and put the good bits in, then why can you not do that in your life? If the mind is so powerful and so determined, for instance, I will give you an example. A person is in a wheelchair, and they say to them, well, depending on the circumstances, you will never walk again. Oh, no, they say. I am not going to be put into this wheelchair for the rest of my life. I will walk. You see, I will walk again. And they have such determination that they will go through absolute pain and suffering to get back to walking, physiotherapy and that sort of thing. They will never give up, and they walk. And a miracle happens because they have planted the seed of the positive determination in their mind to do it. It doesn't happen with all cases because obviously it depends on the severity. But in some miracle cases, it has been the empowerment of the mind that has healed them. You are a spirit within, and that spirit has endless amounts of empowerment. And if you tune your mind to your higher self, it will literally heal you. You all have the ability to give yourselves self-healing. Most of you would say, well, it doesn't work on me, Jonathan. I have to go to somebody else to have healing. Well, that is wonderful, yes, but believe in yourself, because if you believe in their healing, why would you not believe in yours for yourself, as well as others? Practice it on yourself.